This dude is sponsored by Levi's jeans. Were you doing bottoms and tops?
Yeah, just 10 different outfits. We did do the video, but not.
What did you do at your crib?
Life of the party. So it was basically like a kind of a house party kind of vibe in my house. And yeah.
So you live in like a nice area of Providence?
Yeah, and we like rented this basement. So it was all in the basement. My parents was like.
And so pretty much what happened is like a lot of like black kids came through and threw a party, and you're like the only white dude there.
Paris helped out.
Okay.
In being the other white person.
That's mad funny. But don't you think if you want to help grow someone's page, you'd be better off just showing them and teaching them how to create engaging content? We got young, I don't even know how to get, we'll call young Stephen Hawking in the building. This guy's got a robot brain, but I feel him a lot. Take it away, Max.
Hi, my name is Max Eleftherio, and this is my golden hour.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 deer nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the fire deer attacked. Only Derek, master of all 4 elements, could stop those boys. But when Boston needed him most, he vanished into the enchanted golden deer forest.
Season 4.
So the clap signifies the start of the episode. But before we start, I'm going to preface, I get a little paranoid if there's no one here checking on the camera. So there might be a couple of times when we run this where I'm like, yo, Paris, can you like go take a look? But why don't you swing up and say hi? Because this is part of the team, right? Here,
hi.
Give us some mic space, bro. Holy shit, this dude's selfish.
Hi. I'm Paris Evans, Max's girlfriend.
But you guys work together, right?
Yeah, I'm helping out with his social media business, Overthrive.
Whoa, so Max, you're the CEO.
Essentially the founder. Like, it's more of a flat line.
Wait. So what is your? Because Paris is gonna go take a business call after this. What is your role?
I'm one of. I think we have about 4 social media. Personal success managers is what we call them, and so
professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I keep track of how clients' accounts are doing and if they're still performing the way that they should be, and I go over to the software and put in targets and talk to the clients about what they want.
So are you just like checking analytics?
Yeah, so basically I check out
I feel like you're really
analytics.
personable though. You should have her all doing all the customer service and stuff, man.
That's what she does. Yeah. That's what this call is.
Yeah, so basically this call is a client I haven't spoke to yet, and so I'm just going to get to know them and kind of get a sense of what they want for their account so that then in the future I can know, like, here are the type of accounts that I feel like would fit.
You're the schmoozer.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Everyone needs one of those in a startup. All right, word. Yeah, so whenever you need to take the call, just let me know, and I'll let you come out.
Now, so. Thank you.
For sure, man. And yeah, if you want to come back in, just like knock on the window and we'll have you come back in.
Good luck.
Thanks.
The team. So, to my right, before we start, FedEx can bring packages. At FedEx, you can ship packages. And you can also do other business stuff, but you can also meet a new friend.
You can.
So, surprisingly, me and this young man met at a FedEx, and he was doing some weird credit card scam or something was going on. But I was like, I think you might have initiated with me. You're like, yo, what's this? What's this golden deer thing, man? That was back in the day when I was at Providence, bro. I'd be trying to ship out as much shit as I could to other colleges. The wristband. Bro, I must be on like 20,000 wristbands or something crazy. Because every time I buy like, probably maybe closer to 15,000. But there was a young man there, and I think you were like mocking up designs or something.
Yeah, I was working on, I think it was a school project, but it overlapped with FYO.
Yeah, but were you like testing out samples or like?
I think I was printing photos from New York Fashion Week to use for my like studio art.
I'm just gonna put that straight forward, so a little marketing.
That. Nice.
But what had taken me, before I give you the proper introduction, what had taken me back is I was like, you know what? there's a lot of people who want to start up businesses, right? This has become a business for me. It didn't start like that.
Yep.
But there's a lot of people who like seem like they obsess over the idea of understanding all facets of a business. And that day you said, yo, bro, I'm going to make my own tags for my shirt. And I was like, yo, that's fire. How the fuck would you do that? But that's fire. Did you end up doing that?
Tags, yeah, I think. Well, actually,
You can show it. Go ahead. If you need to refold it, it's fine.
no, I know those don't have tags in them though. I have like a little sign thing. It's not the tag, but actually,
It says FYO. That's clean. What is it? How did you do it?
See that, but
Hand stitch?
no, there's just a website for pretty much anything. So it's like I think it's like labels.com. They're iron-on, so you get a little label and then the size tag, large, medium, and you fold it.
What is it? What does that run you normally? I mean, you're not supposed to really list your prices.
Oh no, that's fine. I think those, it's all like, you know, you buy like 10 for like $10, or you buy like 100 for like $11.
That
It's
unit
like kind of
price
popcorn,
markdown,
popcorn
yeah.
scheme thing. You just gotta go for more.
That's what the wristbands are too, bro.
Yeah,
Sometimes the wristbands will ship from Dallas,
Yeah.
and sometimes they'll ship from Guangzhou, China.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck's going on with the business, dude? It's ridiculous.
Yep.
But the tax is a great branding idea, dude.
Yeah.
Would you concur?
Yeah, I think definitely the tags help make it more official too.
For sure. I feel like that's here. Let me give you proper instructions. So to my right, and if I mispronounce your name, that's
I'll
straight,
fix it.
bro.
Yeah, all good. It's a tough one.
Is Max Eleftherio. Did I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
Which is that Greek?
It's Greek.
Eleftherio, right?
Yeah.
So Max is from Providence, and he's got his hand in a bunch of shit, a bunch of crazy stuff. And I imagine, so Max is a male model, which is interesting as hell. I think that's, you were like, yeah, it's kind of a hustle for me. Max has also started up his own clothing brand, Future Yacht Owners. Fire. I got a shirt myself I was wearing a couple days ago. And Max has now just started up a social media growth and tactics company. Did I get that right?
Well, I like that description. The tactics is a good word.
Tactics.
Yeah. No, we offer
Strategy.
some help, yeah.
Do you want to just tell people who you are and kind of like
Go over those? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So I guess I'll start backwards with that, but he was talking about this thing called Overthrive, overthrive.co, and that's essentially a social media automation tool. We were talking before this, but the way I kind of got into modeling and the clothing brand Future Yacht Owners is I was kind of just marketing it on Instagram. I've just kind of, since I was 12, had my fingers on the app, like pretty much anyone my age.
How old are you
Kind
now?
of
19?
20 now.
20.
So just like growing up with
Welcome
Instagram.
to the club, man.
Yeah.
The 20s club.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dude, next year you can drink.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
As a freshman in college.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
shit.
great.
You did 2 gap years?
No, I did one, but I was already old. Stayed back in kindergarten. Dyslexic.
Well, I had a friend. Oh, you're dyslexic?
hmm
Did you go to dyslexia school?
Yeah, for a few years.
Where's that?
Hamilton. It's like part of Wheeler, where I went. It's like a little.
Oh,
sub
it's like a little booster.
booster.
Damn, bro, you're dyslexic?
Mm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But I got ADHD, bro.
There you
So,
go.
so did you get extra time on your SATs?
Oh yeah.
A ton,
Like
right?
too much.
Oh,
But like I used it, but like
did it
yeah.
Did it help though?
I think honestly, like if I had like gotten Adderall or something, it would have helped because I just
Yeah.
like I could do like the first 4 hours and kill it, and then I was just dead. So I basically ended up doing like going in there, pumping up for like the math 4 hours, and then just sleeping for the rest of it, and then going back the next time, sleeping for the first half, and then doing. Just
So
like
what's harder for you though?
And
Is
then
it
getting the
math or
compound
English?
That's a tough one. I feel like I'm kind of even actually. Most people have, especially when they're dyslexic, they're either like sick at math and like not really good at reading, or it's the
Oh,
the
so
opposite,
some
but
dyslexics can do numbers but not read, and some can.
I feel like
read
that's
and
the
not do
case.
numbers.
Yeah. Some of my classmates. I don't know if it was like, because typically it's like dyslexia is like all words and stuff, but I think generally it's like more of a visual thing, so it can affect whatever.
So what is it? Do you see like letters out of place or?
Well, yeah, someone described it to me as if, let me see, I need like an object here. This should work. Maybe I'll use something that's not round. Can you pass me that clicker?
Sure.
The clicker could work. All right, so I was explaining this with like some sort of like bottle cap or something, which also would work. But you want something, all right, anyways, so basically like a dyslexic mind is going to like interpret objects at like a more three-dimensional level. So like I think like a caveman, whatever. I think this like was advantage. It helped out in some way, but
Yeah.
it's like not good, obviously, for reading. But like the letter B and D, for example, like a dyslexic mind would group that B and D together, because
Okay.
if you were to look at the B and D, like either way, whenever you turn it any three-dimensional, like the B and D is going to be the same shape.
Okay.
So we're just going to group it as one thing.
So you're saying
versus-
your mind's a kaleidoscope.
yeah, basically. And a two-dimensional mind would have like a clear, that's obviously a B, it's facing this way, and then that's facing this way, it's a D.
Okay, so it's like, so there's I don't know if you might know about it, but there's a school near where I grew up called the Carroll School. Have you heard of it? That's like the prominent dyslexic school in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think I may have heard of it.
Yeah. And so I do a lot of work with a children's author, and he said for some reason that dyslexic readers they receive the same information, you just receive it differently. And it's not like you're dumb, it's just like your brain can't read the same pattern.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Is that right? Did I categorize that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's perfect. And I think...
I don't want to be disrespectful to dyslexics out there.
No,
Mind you, I'm a spaz too, so.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. And I think some of it plays into, that's part of the reason why I'm into entrepreneurship. I've met a lot of like entrepreneurship.
Well, people who
entrepreneurs
start up
are-
at our age are usually psycho.
Yeah, you
think-
gotta be psycho.
You think you're a psycho?
I know. I'm a psycho.
Start embracing it.
Oh,
Are,
no,
are you big OCD too? Because I saw the way you lined all this shit up.
No, like I'm like OCD that way, but I actually have like OCD, like in terms of
Me
like,
too.
Yeah,
Like you obsessively think.
like intrusive thoughts. Yeah.
Bro, my dog. How long you been dealing with that for?
Oh, dude. Well, this is why I started FYO. Let me give you the more motivational story.
Please,
Let's
but
get
dude,
to
that's
it.
the first person to talk about intrusive thinking.
Yeah.
Fire, dude. Me too. Really
Yeah.
bad. Did you go to therapy growing up?
Yeah.
Me too,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. So I had a bunch of weird kind of brain stuff. I don't know if it's just part of being dyslexic, but starting pretty much when I was like 12.
Me too, bro. This is wild to me.
Dude, I had this weird thing. So let's see if you line up with this, but basically, and I think I just had some sort of like, just very...
Can I just reference intrusive thinking quick?
Go for
So
it.
intrusive thinking, it's something I've battled with my whole life. And I've never talked about it really with anybody, but it's like your mind, you have thoughts that are either you would deem as like inappropriate, or you have thoughts that are like aggressive or scare you, and your mind can't just pass it off. It just attaches to it. And so like you have to come up with exercises on how to like get rid of these thoughts that, and sometimes the thoughts that if you express them to people, they'd be like, dude, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah. No, I mean, all of it's nuts. And even, we know it's nuts ourselves, but still, you have that, like, compulsions you have to fight through and all this stuff, but it's, like, it's pretty...
Did I just categorize it right?
Yeah, you nailed it. And that's crazy, because I haven't really heard anyone... Like, I had... My friend's dad has it, and, like, he goes and he talks about it and everything. So, like, I know there's other people who,
It's
like,
gotten
have
better.
it, but, like...
It was a lot worse when I was younger.
Yeah.
You feel the same way?
No, mine was worse a few summers ago. At like the all-time low, but even before that, I was just having, anxiety. I had like bouts of depression. I think like, I don't know if I was already old for my grade by a year, but I felt like I was just like, by the time I was 12, I was like pretty depressed, and like everyone else was still like happy, like 10-year-old kid. And
I feel
was
you.
just like, I switched over schools and I just couldn't fit in, got really lonely. And then I pulled myself out of that. Just through like time and figuring it out, and I learned a lot, and then just kind of waves of different things. I had this really weird thing, which I'm still kind of like figuring out like what exactly happened. But I think it was like 12, and this would have been 6th grade. I think I'm getting that right. Maybe I'm 13 by that, or 14. I don't know.
Stu was like 20 in middle school.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just watching like my friends play basketball during like the 15-minute snack recess, and all of a sudden I'm just watching this, and I just feel like a haze go over my eyes, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out, and so I just like, and I get like nauseous real fast, so I'm like running, and then I like barely make it, like waddle into like the nurse's office, and she's like, okay, like lie down. So I lie down, put my feet up, and basically I just faint, just pass out, and then I wake up.
Is it vertigo or?
Yeah, it's like some syncope vertigo. But what happened here when I woke up is that I had basically like a whole different feeling about the way I was like experiencing life, and it felt like I was like inside of a dream.
What the hell, really?
Yeah, and I was like at 12, and it wasn't like being in a dream in a good sense. It was like you're fucking trapped in a dream. Like you need to like wake up and get back to life. And so I had all this like these are thoughts that like obviously like no one should have, but like a 12-year-old like navigating through this. So basically like that was that, and I was like navigating through it, and it took years to figure out it's another like mental disorder. That's called derealization, and basically so it may tie into some of the intrusive thoughts, but dealing through that, and I think part of it is like I think what that is basically it starts to like separate and like something in your brain, and it's supposed to like help like not numb the pain, but it like separates you from kind of what you're experiencing, so you don't quite experience it front on. So it feels like
to be honest, bro, you're talking about it pretty profound. So like yours sounds a little more aggressive than some of the things I've dealt with. But kind of it's tough for people to describe it, and you described it in like the perfect way. And so pretty much what Max and I are saying is we're both nuts.
Total nuts, yeah. But
don't you sometimes think when it comes to mental health, so one, that's probably why you have all this manic energy. I'm assuming you do all this shit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm like the same way. Like are you up and down a lot? Are you like energy up, energy down? It seems like you're usually pretty steady.
It's getting a lot more steady.
Yeah.
I think like more like teenagehood. It was very up and down all that time. But I think now it's starting to kind of stabilize.
Well, I heard that there's something. Come on in. Just having a mental health talk right off the rip. Yeah. But I heard there's something called when you're through adolescence, adolescents have an abstract brain, and then it transitions into a concrete brain. Have you heard those terms?
No. Is that just like a growing brain versus
well, it's just like you're very creative and you don't really understand certain ideologies.
Oh, I see.
And then
you're like meant to go, curiosity, go and explore, learn stuff, and then when you're an adult, you already close in.
So that's why you have
more
well, that's at that age. When I'm saying like 12 to 16, that's why you have like a bunch of shit going on.
Yeah.
So when you were categorizing this shit with like, I'm sure there was a psychoanalyst or something, looking back, do you ever feel like, you know what, maybe I'm just different, and like these therapists and psychoanalysts are like, they want to categorize me, but it probably doesn't even help.
Yeah. Well, I actually went to many therapists, got like brain scans and everything when I was like going 12 to 14 and trying to figure out what was happening. And they kind of just said like, I don't know what this is. Like maybe it's just like noticing things or something like this. And also like right after that event, like another thing that happened is I have with my vision, just like an overlay of like green, like static, it looks like. If you're looking at like a TV, I like see that, and I have like green.
Dude, you're like Professor X from X-Men.
Yeah, right. So
this guy's a super genius.
Yeah.
Literally.
And obviously like all the doctors just having them say like I have no idea what this is was like even more scary. So I just went into thinking, what could it be? Some brain something like.
I feel you, but I look back on it sometimes. It's so crazy to me that you dealt with that, dude. Because like I feel you, and when you're going through it, weren't you like, yo, I'm totally alone in this. No one is. You felt that way, right?
Yeah, for years. Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't realize there were other people with like crazy obsessions, right?
Yeah.
Then, I feel you.
Yeah.
But it's for better or for worse. You're starting to realize too, right?
Yeah. No, there's definitely some things that have come out of it that. I'll get onto it later, but like all this pretty much.
But I'm in a place now with it where it's like, yo, you is it okay just to like be different? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just it's like a self-awareness thing. It's like, okay, cool, you think differently, you have weird niches and obsessions. I think it's best if you just look at it that way as opposed to like I have this disorder and that disorder.
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole thing. I think about that too, just like the classification. Like once you classify it, then you're kind of any label on anything really, like when in reality there's no, that's a human thing you're putting onto it. So without that, like I thought about it too. Like, is OCD as like a medical disorder? Like, is that like
they demonize people, bro? It's like it's pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Can you just go up to people and say, "Yep, I think a lot differently than you"?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know how to combat it now too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I'll get into that too. But I think so. Basically, just that was like 12, 13. Figured out what this was, and by figuring it out, I got the therapy for it, learned how to deal with it, and once it became less scary. There was less stress, and the stress is the thing that actually makes it worse. So it was
For
kind
sure.
of it was a self-feeding thing. Once I figured that out, just kind of gone on with it. Then the OCD and anxiety and stuff like that kind of poured on in high school, and then
With all the hormones.
all the hormones, yeah. And then
Puberty.
yeah. I mean, it was a
It was
it was
tough.
a wreckage. It was a perfect storm. And then there was some heartbreak in there too. One of these summers, and bad situation. But I just I fell in love with this girl who was my best friend's little sister by like 1 year. But
You're comfortable with him talking about this? Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
And basically that just obviously didn't go well. And I felt a lot more heartbreak than I should. I felt like the world was ending, and it was the darkest, and I had been depressed, and then I felt this feeling that summer of way more than that, and I was this is such a dark feeling. I don't know what this is. So then I went out, and I wanted the one thing that summer is I wanted to figure out what that emotion was, because I had never felt it before. I thought I had felt through all this shit, but I had never felt this. So I read this book that was the human brain and emotions, and it just goes through this. It's 400 pages. I'm just I don't read, but I read that
Audiobook?
audiobook.
Did you actually do an audiobook for it?
I did audio while I read it, but yeah, audiobook.
Okay.
And I was very more obsessive at the time, so I think I read every page 10 times that summer. That was
Whoa.
my peak of yeah.
You were going crazy with
It was
it.
going crazy, but the stuff I read was very, very helpful. Just kind of being able to logically see things and kind of go out of from a world of just kind of chaos and so much not knowing what's going on, to have some sort of grip and okay, this is this.
Grounding.
Grounded. I felt grounded for the first time.
After reading the book.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also with the OCD at that time, that's when that was really bad, and the intrusive thoughts were just coming in nonstop. And I noticed the one thing that would stop them was when I got to work and where I had a goal. So then I sat down and I asked myself, what is a goal that's going to keep me busy forever? And I thought, a yacht. Future yacht owners. Was born from
Whoa.
that. That's, yeah. Because a yacht's
Fire.
gonna, yeah,
That's
I'm not
a
gonna,
really dope backstory.
yeah.
Nice.
So not many people know that, but I'll get into. I want to make a video and do all this later on. But yeah, and that really helped out working. And then when school started again, I went from all-time low to all-time high, just euphoria. I met Paris a month after. Things
Nice.
worked out and just got going, and life changed.
Word.
Yeah. So
You're also talking like you're 60. You're only 20, right?
yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of ground to
It
get
adds
covered.
some, yeah.
But I like that. So question. So now, given that you're an obsessive person,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You've started to notice that there are profound benefits when you're starting something to that, right? Have you?
Oh, the benefits of being psycho?
Being a lunatic.
Yeah, 100%. I think that
You don't get it. This dude can tap into something that no one else has. It's the truth, though. Oh, yeah. We should start a business, bro.
yeah.
Start a Fortune 500. Feel me?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of I look at it as if I was there, sitting there, and you have kind of a forest in your head, and then it's just on fire, and it's all burning, and it's a lot of energy and flames. But if you can convert that, the trash gets crazy. It just
I know, yeah.
automatically opens.
Welcome to the simulation.
Yeah. But if you can take that energy and fire and and point it somewhere, you can do super powerful things and just fuel it. That whole month when I first got going, with school and FYI was picking off. I would go home, that's from school 3, sleep till 5, and then work from 5 to 5 in the morning, take a nap, and then
How
go
old
to
were
school.
you? 18.
That was senior year at the beginning,
18,
and I was and that was all.
That's when I met you.
Yeah, I think so. Probably at the end of that year. So it waned a little bit, but still going for it.
Question: Do you ever worry about you're probably such a self-motivator, and it seems like you got a team going now. Do you ever worry about leadership? Does that ever a concern for you?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I think for all the different kind of startups that I'd start from being 12 to now, just little things, and all of them failing miserably, and then learning, obviously, the failures, you learn something every time. But in terms of leadership, I always wanted to like have like a team, but the Overthrive is actually kind of the first thing I kind of built the team around. I've had people obviously help out with FYO, but I've kind of just done all the little pieces myself. And I have kind of seen that like a lot of times you can just go out and do it yourself, but I think like
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, bro. It's gotten to a point. I know the trash can's nuts. It's crazy. Hey, how was the business call? Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Let's go.
Good.
Yep, it was good. Making her a list of hashtags and new targets.
Oh.
Make sure her account runs better for when she launches her new. She's gonna launch like a documentary.
Oh, sweet.
Well, wait. Are we allowed to talk about the substance of the client on air?
Yeah.
Okay. What does she do?
What she was talking about was really interesting. It's very similar to like what you guys are talking about. She talks about like self-care, but in the way to like move away from trauma. So if you go through something really traumatic, like sort of the idea of like creating routine for yourself and like finding things that you're passionate about and that make you happy that you can do every day to kind of move from that place of trauma to a better place.
Word.
Pretty cool.
I'm just gonna take the hat off real quick. Is that all right?
Yeah, all good.
I'm sorry, I just got a fresh lineup. Hopefully my hat hair is not terrible.
Here it is.
But okay, word. Sounds like a solid client. We'll take it. So, yeah, like it got to a point where it's like, yo, bro, I've done a lot on my own. Feel like time to kind of let's grow this motherfucker. You feel me?
Yeah.
You'll probably reach a point like that too.
Yeah.
Are you starting to realize too with like your obsessions that like persistence is a lot easier for you?
Persistence. I think for me, what happens is I kind of get into like a, and this may touch on the up and down thing. It's not really like emotionally up and down as it was in the past. It's more like I get into something and then I'll have a couple weeks with it. Like all the artwork for FYO, I'll be like in Photoshop for a month straight making all the artwork. And then all of a sudden, like I have no desire to like touch art, pick up a pencil or do anything. And I'm more into like marketing and I'll do all that and I get into it. And just kind of keeps changing in different things. So it's kind of nice to have like.
So what's your rock though? Like what are you consistently doing daily? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I put her at the wrong time, but like Paris is awesome to have as like, you know, someone who I can like consistently have something like that. But obviously you can find that within yourself too. I kind of feel like entrepreneurship as a whole is my rock, though. You know, whether it is kind of the art side of it or the business side of it, I'm always kind of plugging into one side. I can always kind of just progress. Okay. And yeah, just progress in general. Really, I kind of need it every day, or else I feel off.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, like you
need a routine, right?
I need a routine. If there's a day where like I can't, you know, do this and somehow like I'm just not doing it, I can't get doing it, and I don't even go to the gym, and I'm just sitting there. It's just like
it's bad.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
we'll throw you off.
Yeah,
that's whack.
Yeah.
Hey, what movie are you watching here? A little Infinity War going. So I'll tell you what I do on a marketing tip. Tell me if you think this is a good strategy. So people's retention is like really small to watch a full episode, right?
Yep.
Podcast, like, you know, we might be here for an hour and a half today.
Yep.
So I figure like if someone's just staring at the screen, there's dead time while we're talking, at least there's something in the back that's engaging. So they at least still have their eyes on the laptop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think that's a good scheme?
That's a great scheme. Is it?
People trying to figure out which Avengers movie it is.
Literally. Well, it's like, okay, you don't want to watch this show. Why don't you just watch the movie?
Yeah.
Pirated.
Yeah, right?
Just kidding. No, it's not. YouTube. Don't take this down.
Oh, that's good.
So how old is Future Yacht Owners now?
Probably a year and a half. A little bit over now. Anyways, should I touch on the whole thing? Because it's a clothing brand, but it's kind of changing now.
Yeah, so I have issues with that sometimes. Yeah. No offense, that it's like tough to start shit. I mean, like me personally.
Yep.
It's like, what is your vessel? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you just gonna like keep going with?
Yep.
So is it the clothing? Bro, people ask me this shit all the time. Is it like the clothing? Is it there was like a rapper collective you were trying to start up?
Yep. Build on that. I am all about rapid pivoting. So like I'll
being dynamic.
Lean startup methodology. So
unfamiliar.
Oh, I'll give you the book. Life-changing.
Audiobook. Can't read. Not dyslexic. Just can't read.
I'll give you the audiobook. Crazy stuff. Basically, it looks at entrepreneurship as it's kind of like a hypothesis where you want to like prove something. So you put out like a test, and then so maybe you're like selling T-shirts and you sell them, and it doesn't work very well. This is a horrible example. Let me restart. Essentially, you can kind of put out two different things, and you can just look and see like, okay, like this is performing better than this. So I'll move away from that thing.
You were telling me about this before.
Yeah, it's this whole thing. It started in like Japan, but just read the book. It's audiobook. It's crazy.
Is it effective?
It's super effective. So basically,
so what does that mean? Just keep your overhead low?
So yes, that's huge. Yeah, and it's all like small batch versus large batch. So I mean, essentially, it may say don't get like 1,000 wristbands, but it seems like you're able to get rid of them all, which is awesome. But
those are for you. New joints.
Oh, sweet.
Black. Those are for you. Thank you. Nice, 100%. The pink glows in the dark.
Does it really?
Yes, sir.
Pop these on. Anyways.
You're talking about a lean startup.
Yes. So the Overthrive, I actually read this book and I was like, oh my God, like this is kind of crazy stuff. Like, I don't know, like what this is, but I kind of want to like start this. And FYI was already going, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make a business just to test this whole book theory out. So I made Overthrive just as like a test. And what I did is I took a lot of feedback from not myself.
You got my feedback, right?
I probably got your feedback. Yeah, I called you. Yeah, I got your feedback.
Terrible sales pitch.
Yeah.
Terrible.
No, and that's good to have.
No, but then I was like, bro, like, what do you want? You're like, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
Well, because you had called me, and I could sense that you were, like, really excited about it, but you were just trying to call as many people as possible to figure it out, right? And then I was like, yo, bro, what do you want? You're like, I'm just looking for some clients, man, you know? I was like, all right, bro, we can definitely work with that.
Yeah. But where you, instead of just like the typical entrepreneurial thing where you think of an idea and you send it and you invest tons of time and maybe tons of money into getting to that thing, and then like all of a sudden, like people are like, that's pretty cool, thanks. But it's not what you envision in your head. So instead, it's a bunch of small steps, and every step you make, you go out and you test. You're like, hey, how is this? You get feedback. If the feedback is positive, you keep going. If it's negative, you pivot. And by doing so, you take out like, I don't want to say all the risk, but if you're able to pivot, maybe something that starts as like an Instagram marketing company with the feedback of people leads you to some production company, and maybe that's successful, and that's the goal of what you got in it for. So that's
probably also comes with not having a concrete idea of where you want to end.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So that was helpful with Overthrive, because I just kind of had a loose idea with the social media helping people out, and then even with the website, I remember I had just like 20 kids who I gave the software out to test it and for free for those first few months in exchange for feedback. So I'd call them once a week, and I'd say, let's pop on the website. I made these changes. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Go through everything. What are you looking for in the service? Mm-hmm. So instead of building it towards what I envisioned, I built it towards like what the audience envisioned.
Word, okay.
And even now, any like phone call and stuff, you know, that's why all these companies ask you like, you know, if you can, the constant improvement is this whole thing now. But
so one thing that is interesting to me about that is that,
yep.
Dude, I very rarely ask for feedback.
Yeah. Because
I know I'm working harder than everyone I'd ask feedback for.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even on an ego tip. Do you ever feel that way? Like, does it
before the book? Before the book. Yep.
The book will change my mindset.
I think it may. I think it could, just like, because obviously like you're hustling, and with enough hard work you can pretty much make anything happen.
Full speed, baby.
Yeah, right. So that's one.
Look at the names on this motherfucker.
Yeah, and you're getting it already, and it seems like you're kind of naturally pivoting. You're seeing. Like you don't need to ask people, like get on phone calls and ask them. You're just you're getting in. Like you're in Boston. You're doing this. You knew Boston was a good market.
That I knew it was untapped.
Yeah.
There's no real relevant podcast. 1, 2, like I kind of built this around my skill set. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Have you seen my film? Film is tough for me. The detail, like the little specific details, is very hard for me. This is easy because the production's very easy, and all you really got to do is talk.
Mm-hmm.
do you sometimes feel like, maybe I'll just build a business around my skill set specifically? And do you think that's what you've done with the marketing, the social media marketing?
Yes, I think so. I think that's kind of the seed of it. So maybe that's where I get the idea of, as a general thing, social media marketing. That's something I know a lot about, I can help people with. And then I'll let it kind of evolve based off what it needs to get to along the way. But yeah, definitely. I think it's a balance of picking your skill set and then seeing the people.
For sure.
That's what it's all.
Yeah. That's another thing, dude. Like, it's good you have a team. There's been times where, like, dude, if you're starting up your own thing, you are very lonely.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Good thing you got a shorty, bro. But
very good.
yeah, word for sure, honestly. But bro, it's like, if you're like dedicating 18 hours of like getting shit done. Well, I say 18 hours all the time, but more like 15 or 16. Bro, you are isolated a lot. It's a dark place, man. Thanks for coming, bro. So question, are you now at a point where you're shifting out of this, or you want to operate both the social media marketing company and the fashion brand / collective at the same time?
Yes. I'd like to do both. But I do see like if I wanted to like solely make money, I'd probably just go for Overthrive. Yeah. Because of the margins and everything, the way it works out. If I want to kind of feed the creative soul and that, then obviously the Future Yacht owners. So right now I'm kind of balanced, and like I said, I'll be like very into this for like 2 weeks and then less so, and then very into that, so I can kind of go back and forth. But obviously if I were to pick something and send it, like, that's a smart idea. I think it's definitely good to invest into one thing. I just kind of naturally got these two things going. So
have you ever thought of so Max is a male model? That is like wild to me. You're definitely the only male model I've ever met.
Yeah.
So how did that start?
Okay, Instagram. I'll go for it. So basically, it's all like so tied together, which is really interesting. So I would go on Instagram, and I just saw some kid who I think I knew, who had like a separate page for modeling, and I was like, well, what's that about? And then I was like, he was posting all this scouting stuff.
And you're like, this is kind of hot. I'm kind of hot. Might as well try it, right?
And yeah, so basically I had these, here's the deal. So my high school friend Drew,
shout out to Drew.
Shout out to Drew Frank. He had a camera, and I had FYO just getting some shirts started together for like first couple weeks. And I tell him about it, and we're like, I don't know any models. I don't want to like pay anyone. So I'm gonna do it myself. I'll throw the shirts on. We'll go after school. You take some photos. So I took those photos, and I was like, oh, like I'll just put these like on a little side thing. And then like around that same time, I was in the mall, and some dude in like pink pants came up to me.
Pause. What do you see? He's like, dude, I'll get you a contract, man. No problem.
Well, no, this is just a photographer. He's like, I want to shoot with you. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, in the back of my head, I was like, oh, like I kind of want to like see what this is about.
And then you're also like, yo, this dude's a little creepy.
A little creepy,
dude in pink pants wants to take pictures of me naked. It's a little weird.
Yeah. And then he shows me Instagram, and it's at like 30K, and I'm like, yep, let's do it.
The Instagram validation.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. That's what it comes down to.
It's true psychology, though.
Yeah, and so I just go to his house, and he has like some like he put some like.
Were you a little nervous showing up? You're like, whoa.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening at all, but he was with some like makeup artists, and they were just super nice. He was like 24 or something.
Okay.
Like right out of like RISD or something.
Word.
And he just put on music.
This is in Rhode Island.
We talked, yeah.
Put on some candles. He's like, all right, man, time to get naked.
yeah, exactly. And he put some sparkles on my face.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, we just take some shots there, and probably like 99% of them are trash, but like you get some good ones. He just like.
How do you know? How do you justify a good shot? Like what?
That's up to him. All the photographers, they'll pick him out.
How do you tell though? It's like, dude, just a picture of a face.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a very opinionated editorial thing. You look for like certain emotion, I guess, but it's kind of like art, like what's good painting. So
how do you separate yourself though as like a model photographer? Isn't it just based on like how hot your model is?
Oh yeah, no, I think there's gonna be some, like, you're looking for shapes. I guess the model is like, they tell you like your face is the actor, and your body's the dancer, and together you are a model. Like, you're supposed to like make certain shapes with your like like body and do certain face. And I'm trash at this. Like, I'm trying to like learn
look
this.
right.
No, I don't even like. I'm just like I'm just like I have a good modeling look, but I have no really talent.
What justifies a look? Just how hot you are, or like?
I
honestly
think,
though.
Yeah, well, I think like 6'1" to 6'3".
Okay,
like,
I'm in the range. Let's go.
Like, I guess.
Well, you're
like
you must be taller now, right? Aren't you like 6'4"?
I think I'm 6'3". I think it starts to get negative if you're 6'4". So
you might be on the way out, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I'm sure you got to be lean, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the look
so there's
right
like
now.
there's like some gaunt models who are just like bones, and it's a little creepy. And
Gaunt? Can you elaborate?
Gaunt, I think it's like a word that looks like, basically you're just not gonna have like much of anything. It looks like you're anorexic.
That's
but, like,
why would anyone want to look at that?
Like
no
you're kind of
offense.
like dying. It's like an editorial thing in New York. They like that. It's weird. And then just
But I
like
just imagine
normal lankiness like me that works out. And then there's like some like fitness models too.
Okay.
But that's kind of the look. But yeah, definitely skinny, lanky.
Who's like the gold standard for male models?
Gold standard.
Tyson Beckford. What's his name?
Niels Visser.
Can you pull up his Instagram so I can see it?
Yeah, well, so he's got like a very defined jaw. You'll see.
Oh,
It's
so
like
I need to
kind
get
of-
my jawline a little. I need to lose.
There's exercises for that.
I'm not doing all those.
I didn't do any of them either. Anyways, so I made a separate account, and I knew like how to grow it, and I saw this other kid's page, and I was like, okay, like my audience is not going to be like my friends from school. This is the whole reason why I didn't use my own page. I was like, I don't want my friends to see that I'm doing this. I was just
You're a
kind of
little
self-conscious.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
I think most, honestly, and that's totally valid, because I think most people would be
Yeah.
saying, hey, I'm going to be a male model. There's a stigma with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially just from like Rhode Island high school, and just like
Rhode Island's tiny, bro.
yeah. And so I make this account, and I market it like solely towards like 10 to 15-year-old girls. Basically
invasive
Logan
marketing.
Paul.
Okay.
Logan Paul, that whole thing. Any Cameron Dallas. I go out to their pages. Their audience will like every photo when you follow them. They will comment on everything. The engagement shoots up.
If you specifically follow those pages?
Yes.
What's this guy's name? Neil Visser. Yeah, so this dude's hot as hell, man.
Yeah, he's
Pause,
out of
but
my-
dead ass.
He's out of my league.
But he's mad thin.
Yeah.
So that's like, I just imagine girls wouldn't be into a physique like this.
Yeah, I don't think it is girls that are in that. I think it's just kind of like an editorial kind
Like,
of.
this dude is OD thin.
Can I see him? I haven't seen his. I've only seen his. Yeah, he's thin. Damn.
But he's like lean, so is that the look?
Yeah, I guess the abs and.
Very like editorial.
It's editorial. That's the whole market. It's like Fashion Mall in New York. Like.
Dude, but this dude probably
High
doesn't
fashion.
fucking eat.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad.
Here. Thank you.
Maybe that's why his jaw's like that.
Neil Visser, no hate to you, man. You seem like you're killing it. If you ever hear this and we meet and we do business, no hate to you. I just, maybe I'm jealous.
And I make that account, and I can get it from like 0 followers to like 5K with like 2,000 likes in every post within like a month.
So this is your lean startup.
This is going with this, and then basically I shift the growth after I have kind of an audience built up to I start using these hashtags like Scout Me, IMG, all these different agencies. They have their own hashtags that you use.
Okay, Max.
And I have all these hashtags, and I post and I use them.
And you're so are you consistently posting photos with like professional photographers? You're doing iPhone shots?
I did. It was a mix with iPhone shots, Drew's shots, and I just kind of took like the 10 shots from this professional guy, this editorial thing I did with this guy from the mall.
So how long did it
and
start
use
up
those.
before it was like prevalent? You were getting looks.
I think the whole process for like 3 months, really fast.
Fast.
Yeah, and it was just during school, and basically after getting it built up and kind of getting it through those hashtags, what happens is typically like a mother agent can like you can go directly to like an agency.
Yeah, like Maggie Inc.
Yes, so that's an agency. And
Do they only do girls?
I think it's mostly girls, but no, they do guys
do dudes
too.
too.
Who
Who are you rep by?
DNA
Fire.
New York? Yeah, that's the same one as that dude.
Oh, word. So
And
why were you shitting on your coworker?
No, I know, right? Yeah, no, and it's like obviously like the market's like, it's like it's like the only well, not the only business, one of the only businesses that like females make a ton more money than guys do.
Really?
Oh yeah, like the top paid male model makes like 1.8 million. The top
Tyson Beckford gets paid like 1.8 million.
Probably around that, yeah, maybe a little less.
But then there are celebrities who get modeling contracts too.
And then they get influencer money and stuff like that. So it's changing. But like the top like female models like 100 million or something like that. But anyways,
like Giselle is making a bags.
Like the top paid.
Yep.
She's a beast. I know she's making more than Brady. Isn't that wild? Can you pass my phone real quick, bro?
Sure.
Thanks. I'm gonna shut it off.
So yeah, but I don't get like interest directly from an agency. But a mother agent from Africa lives in Ghana. I have never met him in person.
Mother agent?
Mother agent. So basically in the industry, like, and it may work like this for other things too, but with modeling, you typically don't get directly with an agency like DNA or IMG or Maggie or anything. You have a mother agent, and they're going to like be the first person to find you, teach you about the industry, and they're going to have the connections into the doors of those agencies. So this guy, as my mother agent, knew DNA, knew all these agencies, and he booked these meetings. And meanwhile,
so what are you thinking now? Like,
I'm
I
like
just met this random dude through the internet.
Through Africa, I can't text him because his phone number is like 15 digits long.
Then how did you think he was legit?
We use like WhatsApp. I did not think he was legit, but he said like, all right, your meeting's next week. Be in New York, and he had the schedule. So I was like,
sketchy as hell.
I hop on a bus and I go to these meetings, and they're all there, and I have the meetings.
It was legit.
And then DNA a week later shows interest, and I go with that. So it's the whole process. But
okay, so I might cut this as a clip. So I'm kind of a hot dude, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm working into my prime. My hairline's tucking a little bit back, but I want to become a male model.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
What do I have to do? What's step 1? Go do step 1 through step 4 for me. Go.
Well, my process with the whole Instagram thing is not normal, where I kind of just had like, if you wanted to try what I did, I'd say get an Instagram page, take some photos, see if you can get some more editorial guy.
Some sexy photos.
Some high quality, some professional photos.
Good lighting, jaw clench type thing.
And
but shirts off.
If you've been working for it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a month. All right.
And then post those and build up some sort of following. Then a mother agent's gonna see that you're kind of like, oh, he's new, he's already getting this many like this guy told me, is like, I see that like your engagement's like going up, like I think there's something about you, I'm gonna be your mother agent. So
sounds a little sketchy.
Seems a little sketchy, but
that mother agent, but he did come through, right?
He came through.
What's his name?
Mondi.
Dude, why would you ever follow up that conversation?
Mondi.
That's hilarious.
I don't. Yeah.
I was like, Max, are you sure? Like, is this real? Are you sure?
Mondi. You're like, yeah, Mondi's the chosen one.
He's cool.
I want him to be my mother agent.
He's cool.
It was so real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about going just winging it.
Yeah, that was a total send.
Wait, so who have you worked with modeling wise?
And really, so I've been in Rhode Island, and next year I'll be in New York, and I can like go every day. And
the more
do this.
prevalent market.
But now I'm just doing like little things. So I had a couple I had like a little suit thing where I just go stand there, wear a suit for a day, and get paid. Did like some like other simple work for this brand called like Theory, and then the big thing and the only other thing, I haven't gotten much work at all. Is the Levi's thing, but that's like a big gig. So
that's major league, bro.
Yeah, so that was awesome, and I didn't even have to go to a go-see. Normally the process is you go to like a ton of different go-sees. You walk in, they like take a photo, you wear their jeans, you do some poses, and then they call you back if they're interested.
So you hit them with that blue steel.
Yeah, and then if that works out, you can get work, but most of the time you don't get the work because there's so much competition for it. But out of the blue, I get a call.
So what did they say? They were like, yo, this dude's 6 feet. We've seen him, or 6'3". We've seen him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Well, they'll bring in for like a go-see.
What is a go-see?
So it's like you go and see a brand. So when you're a model, like I'll just get a text from an agency saying like, go and see, give me any brand.
Go and see New Balance.
Go and see New Balance. Here's the location, some office in New York. And you're going to show up there.
It's Boston brand.
Yeah, you're going to show up there with just like 20 to like 100 different models, and they only need like 2 models for the shoot. But they're going to make you all go stand there for 5 minutes, take a photo, bring that to a marketing team, and decide if you have a good look for it.
So similar to a headshot with a casting agency in a movie.
Yep, exactly.
But this just seems like, holy shit.
Way overboard, yeah. So out of all the go-sees, I've only gotten one. Like, I've been to like 40 go-sees and gotten one thing out of it, and the other 2 worked. It's just been out of the blue. Like, they just like find me online and they're like, all right, we'll go with him. And that was a Levi's thing, which was sweet.
I feel like you could finesse all of this just through Instagram, though.
Yeah.
Don't you think so? Without having to go through a casting agent and be like, hey, look, this is a picture I'm capable of. I'm kind of a hot dude. Like, give me some money and I'll market your shit.
Yeah. I think that's definitely like a path. I think like DNA, you like have to sign this contract and you can't really do much of that. But like if I was an independent model, I'd definitely.
But DNA cut the check?
Cut the check?
Yeah, like you're on contract with them?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, for that Levi's thing, it was sweet. That was just like a 3-day thing. The first day, it was in the summer. That day, it was like 97. It was scorching.
But it was indoors, right?
No.
Oh, it was all. Can I see the pictures?
The first ones, yeah.
That's major, though. Dude, that's awesome. This dude is sponsored by Levi's jeans. Were you doing bottoms and tops?
Let me get that. Yeah, just a ton of different outfits.
Is that Levi's?
No, this one's not. But
yeah, do they hook it up with free stuff after or what?
No free stuff.
That's some bullshit, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull these up. What was I saying? So I go there and it's like 97 degrees and we're shooting outside, but it's really cool because like I'm going from like not having any experience to doing, and like even that shoot, like I could have like done better. Now that like I'm knowing more and more each time about like what you can like
Are you
do.
slate to the camera?
Yeah. So I was kind of a little frozen for this shoot, but you know, regardless, it was.
So
really
you're cool that he's going out and modeling, because is there no like jealousy factor?
I'm trying to get her to get into it, but she's
I'm
a little
like 5'3", so like
Yeah.
I can't get into modeling.
She's into the whole acting thing, so.
Yeah. But no, I think it's cool, and I trust him, and I think like, I just think it's like awesome. Like I know.
It's a sick hustle, honestly.
Yeah, and I went actually on the day he went to all these meetings. Like I went into the city with him, and like we just went to all these meetings, and I just sat and like.
It was just fun.
It was so interesting, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. These are like reputable agencies that
This is dope.
are interested in him.
Well, one thing is, dude, you here like you look like you're 24.
Yeah.
So they put makeup on and stuff.
They did a little bit, and so that was outside. They had a person whose whole job was to, in between photos, come and like dab your face
to make sure you're not sweating.
Yeah, so that was like pretty royalty type thing.
So they use these in the campaign, correct?
Yeah. So I think there's like you'll see like, and they just use them all over, but.
Say it again?
Found Macy's.
They're in
Macy's? Fire.
Any of the Levi's sections within Macy's, that's where you'll find.
Wait, so your pictures are in every Macy's in the
Macy's.
Levi's section?
Yeah.
That's major league, bro. That's sick.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool. Wait, I might get a photo here. Let's see. There's like, let's see.
Okay, so let's just go over the steps one more time. One is get hot.
Get hot.
Fire. Okay, I'm on it. 2, learn how to market via social media and take good pics.
Yeah, and I don't know what the normal pathway is. I think you just kind of have to get found by another agent out of the blue.
So it's that random
but build something,
mother agent.
You may as well build some hype to your name before you get, because they can pick anyone. So
get a little clout.
Yeah, get some clout. Walk around in malls. Walk around in public spaces. You never know.
Just look for a dude in pink pants.
Pink pants. Always stand near.
Always be hot.
Stand close to pink pants, but definitely not too close. Definitely
That's what I'm saying.
But
a stone's throw away.
Yeah.
From Mr. Pink Pants.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the trick.
And then that mother agent's gonna hit you through the deep dark web, and they're gonna say, "This guy's hot. He's a male model now."
A little bit.
Okay. All right. I got it down, bro. Okay. So can you just use that as the vessel, though? Like, can you just be like, dude, I'm just going to hustle the male model, become a prevalent male model, and then I can
build off that.
But I honestly feel like you're probably too much of a psycho to do that.
Yeah. I think I'm too much of a psycho to do that. I think while I'm in New York,
isn't it too much waiting for you, though? Like, holy shit, I got to go through all these people.
It's a lot of wait. Yeah, it's a lot of that. It is cool. I like the actual, like I never knew this, but like when you're shooting with someone and after like 30 minutes you talk and you know them and you're just like doing like crazy shit and they're taking photos and you're having fun. Like it's a really fun time actually. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could definitely be a primary thing, and it probably will for the time I'm in New York. But while I'm here, I'm just like always pouring. I gotta stay busy, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm here, I gotta do something.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about. This is the most prevalent podcast in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
May not seem like it. It's really not even that big, but for Boston it is. And I started by having all Boston artists up here, primarily.
Like music artists?
Yes. So there's a young man named Y-Try. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
Do you actually know him?
Yeah. So
that's wild. That's my guy.
Yeah, I was hoping he would be at that influencer thing because he was in the thing. He's a little like riot shield, all that.
That's my dog.
Him.
Yeah.
Like his profile pics like him just eating like giant.
Yeah, he's crazy. Well, he's actually really the nicest dude of all time.
Yeah,
but he like executes it.
Nice.
Yeah, he executes his persona completely.
He's got cool like video stuff he was doing. It's like, funny.
He's wild, dude.
Like it's actually funny. Like, it was cool.
But my point was he went to Rick, so that's where he kind of started his beginnings with rap.
Yep. And
he was like, dude, the Providence music communities are like very embracive, and it's not really like that in Boston. It's a little more divisive here.
Yeah.
It's just like a little more. I don't know. They don't move as communally as it happens.
Yeah.
And so you have been trying to tie the brand into Rhode Island music, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, elaborate.
So I think as the market, it was like, I had this vague idea when I started. I was like, okay, it's streetwear. So who do you target streetwear to? Or it's like a hip hop people.
Rappers,
so so that's the general kind of start of it. But I actually like starting to meet these people and just building connections with them. So I have like my house, and my parents renovate houses, so it's like a nicer house. And D Gomes comes over. He shot like 2 videos now. He brings all these people through, and I get to meet them. I give them stuff, and now there's like
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So first off, I've never met you, Digos, but he just is like, yo, bro, I'm gonna shoot a music video. You're like, all right, bro, just come to my crib and let's do it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I kind of see like a little bit in my head, like, oh, this is gonna be some work, but it's gonna be worth the connection, and like, I'll build this.
Did you do a video for Change Up yet? Because that's my favorite song.
Oh.
I was gonna say, changed up. They just mad because they ain't us.
He probably did do the video, but not.
What did he do at your crib?
Life of the party. So it was basically like a kind of a house party kind of vibe, in my house. And yeah.
So you live in like a nice area of Providence?
Yeah, and we like rented this basement. So it was all in the basement. My parents was like.
And so pretty much what happened is like a lot of like black kids came through and threw a party, and you're like the only white dude there.
Paris helped out.
Okay.
In being the other white person.
That's mad funny.
Like one of their producers.
There was one older guy who was
like one of their producers.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
What
were your parents thinking? Were they just like, dude, Max, what are you doing, man?
So they're kind of like typically like, I mean, they're kind of just bringing in just a ton of Henny, all this stuff that like you don't want in your house. And my mom's just kind of chill. She just likes this kind of like sending
chaos.
Well, she likes his stuff. So she's like, maybe that's part of the entrepreneurship where I got it from. But she's like, if she sees it, like she likes it. My dad's like
a little more in control.
But he's a little more in control. But he's also just like up for it. And he's like, he thinks it's cool that like I'm building these connections with these
kids.
And
that you're like, getting his attention and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is probably like a relationship like outside of this or Instagram or something. I'd never like talk to these people.
Whoa.
Oh. I may have to. Can I take that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the. Anything real quick?
Max just got a call from the agency. You can take it right here, bro. It doesn't even matter unless it's a big deal.
Hey, what's up?
You want to swing up?
Yeah, sure.
Might as well, so we don't have dead time. So you're also from? I feel like Adam 22. Here, you can put those on.
Yeah, I'm also from
Providence. Where?
Ooh. I'm from. Well, let's see. I'm from like. Right now, I live in Rumford.
I don't know what it is.
It's like East Providence. It's like right outside of Providence. A lot cheaper than living in
Yeah.
Providence.
Oh, Providence is expensive now?
Yeah, like the areas that are like really popular are getting expensive.
Like Thayer Street.
Yeah.
Federal Hill area.
Federal Hill is whack expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, and like downtown, like.
Well,
crazy.
PC was like really like the area was cheap.
Oh really? That's nice.
Did you go to Wheeler too?
No, my parents are both teachers at Moses Brown.
Oh, word.
So I'm a senior right now.
At Moses Brown?
Yeah.
Oh, word. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What, did you secure the bag? Nice, bro.
Ooh. You get a job?
I may have, yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, that's much better. When it's like a go-see and you just go and you don't get the job, like that's all of it. But like sometimes they just call you and you get work off the
Oh, so that was a random phone call.
Yeah, that was a random phone call. She's just checking to see if I'm free Saturday and Monday for like a 2-day job.
Where, in New York?
Yeah. So I'll just like...
Nice. You guys are going to New York?
Yeah.
Wait, tomorrow Saturday?
Probably. No.
Next week.
Next Saturday?
Saturday. Oh, Saturday and Monday. That's weird. So it must be...
Yeah, because they can't do anything on, like, Easter, I bet.
Shopping. Yeah, that's a little annoying. I'll have to come back.
That's cool, though.
But they'll pay, so... It's
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll ask Paris one more question.
Yep.
I don't have anything prepared, but
You're good.
So, okay, never mind. I'm brain dead.
All
Excuse
good.
me.
Here you go, Max.
Shout out to Paris for helping us kill the time. Or Max took a big business call. Okay. So big business is back.
Making money.
Let's go. We can take Paris to Federal Hill now, man.
To where?
Yeah, what are your favorite spots? This is a good question. What are your favorite spots?
Oh, Pastiche.
Where's that?
Federal Hill?
Well, I'm just talking about Providence in general.
Like really nice restaurants in Providence. There's a nice restaurant on Federal Hill called Sienna.
Yeah, Sienna's beautiful.
Really good. It's delicious.
You like Eastside Pockets? That's my spiggity. That's my spiggity. Those are my dogs,
There's
bro.
a Shake Shack on Thayer Street.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I just put it in. I haven't been there.
No shade to Baja, but why are there 2 Bajas within a
There's
block?
4.
There's 4.
There's 5 now. But not on the street. There's 2 in there.
No, I mean 2 on Thayer.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but I
Wait,
think...
what does that mean, like, business model-wise? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
are they trying to
like,
knock out Chipotle, maybe?
Is it just like some badass thing? Like, we can't even... Our doors are like...
Well, it is packed in there a lot.
Yeah, it is. So it's like an over... I don't know, man. It's weird.
Well, my guy at Eastside, they just opened up a new business across the street, the Chinatown restaurant.
Yep. I gotta talk to them about the Overthrive thing, actually. But you know that guy?
Those are my dogs, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Those are my dogs.
Dude, Eastside's good.
That's that's chicken Caesar. That is my shit, bro. So I know. I also, when I was doing commercials for my gear, I shouted them out, and I was like, "Yo, give them the shout out. Maybe they're gonna start hooking them with free chicken Caesars." Dude, no, just give me a falafel. Still have to pay full price.
Just hands you the...
With the hummus on it. It's fire though.
Yeah.
There were little spots. See, a lot of kids at PC, they'd stay on campus a lot because there was always like a lot of activity going off campus. But I found like little niches in Providence I really liked. There were some spots like that. Dude, there's the Athenaeum, that library. You've ever been in there?
Is that the arcade? Is that the same thing as the arcade?
No.
Is it near that? Like downtown?
No. The arcade is that weird like indoor mall thing.
Yeah.
No, the Athenaeum is it's like this really aesthetically pleasing library. You been in?
Yeah,
It's like so quiet.
cool.
It's dope.
Peaceful.
Yeah, it's like very calm.
You go there and you don't read, but you go...
I wouldn't. No, I'd
sit.
actually. Well,
You
since
meditate? You meditate?
I just started. Not there, but I just started meditating.
It's a good grind. I'm back on it right now.
Is it helping?
I got very into it, and it helped a ton, and then I just like kind of
Too much
lost
chaos.
It. Yeah, and then I'm getting back into it now, but it's crazy, the stuff. No, it's definitely...
Being calm is crazy.
Yeah, no, but even like meditating, like, you can have trips. Like I had...
I
like,
don't feel that way.
No, like if you get into it, like I had one time, I was walking and meditating and doing all this stuff, and then
You were walking and meditating?
I was walking and meditating, which typically, I mean, you don't do that, but I was walking and meditating.
But you're just crazy.
This is when I had all this anxiety, and then all of a sudden the anxiety, it was like, it was still part of me, but it separated, so I was no longer like emotionally attached to it. So whereas before it was like bringing me tons of pain, like it still felt painful, but like not to me. So it just seems weird. And
I
then,
get
like,
it. I know what you're
I was
saying.
like very science, like none of this shit like is even possible. Not really into like spirituality even, but
I was gonna say you don't really seem like you're very religious.
yeah.
Right?
And then so then this, and I don't know if this is even. I mean, I think I can figure out a way to like explain this somehow scientifically too. But anyways, like
there's
so
some
then-
things you can't explain
Yeah.
about the human psyche.
yeah,
You know?
no, it's a very complex thing. So even more from this, like my anxiety separates, and then like moments later, like my body separates. So then in 3 different places, like I'm seeing myself walking, watching myself look at my emotions. Crazy, like crazy. Like, I've never.
From like a bird's eye view type thing.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Like bird's eye view, watching myself watch like a body of my emotions and like real life. Like this happened, and I'm like very like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So So you were just like deep into meditation?
Yeah. So that was just like there's like apparently there's a concentration meditation which can bring like this sort of stuff, or like mindfulness meditation, which is a little bit more passive, gradual, but helps you like be grateful and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, but no, this
sounds scary.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, and I've heard actually that this guy in this book says like you can have like some negative, like nightmarish kind of stuff happen too.
If you get too deep in meditation.
Yeah. I mean, but I think most of the time it's really powerful for people.
What are your stance on hallucinogenics?
Yeah, never. I
it would fuck you up like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Me too.
I know I'm a psycho without anything, so I can't put anything.
You do no drugs, right?
No drugs.
No, doctors never try to give you like Adderall or some shit like that.
Yeah, nothing. I'm very, even when like I try to stay, like I don't even take like an Advil if I have a headache or something. I'm like
an Advil.
An Advil. An Advil dropped from the sky.
That's that funny. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So do you drink?
Not as much.
Infrequent.
For like that period, there may have been some kind of teenage thing going out to Lupos quite a bit, releasing.
Lupos, whoa!
I hit that hard. That was.
The shows at Lupos, those are big.
I liked them, but I mean, I don't know. I haven't been there in like 2 years now.
It's under new management. There's not as many shows.
It's a Strand now, right?
Yeah, horrible name.
You guys ever been to the Coliseum?
No.
I've never been.
That's why I hear where it's at. I mean, from you and from other people have been telling me.
Actually, I have a bunch of friends who go all the time.
I know, but how old are you? 18, 19? 19?
18.
Yeah, it's for 18-year-olds. Yeah. But once you get into your 20s, start shifting out a little. I threw an event there, so that's the only reason I say it. It was like one of the funnest nights I've ever had, though. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about social growth strategy.
Yeah.
So I have a stance on this. I'm usually very non-biased on the show, but I feel strongly about this. So what you can offer is you have access to a program that generates like a follow method, correct?
Yes. So it's going to automate and basically automatically do the actions that you'd want to do by hand. So for FYO, for the modeling, how I built all this stuff up was by hand. I sat for hours a day and I clicked. So I went to, if I was growing my modeling page, like I looked at an audience and I was like, okay, these like 10-year-old girls are going to be following me back at a high rate. So I went out and I was like, who are these people following? And I'm like, Logan Paul. And I go to Logan Paul's page. He makes a post. He gets a ton of likes. I open up that list of likers and I just start popping down. 1,000 follows one day, maybe 400 of them follow back.
And then you unfollow them all.
And then I unfollow them all. Oh, or I can unfollow just the 600 who didn't unfollow me, but I'll probably just unfollow them all just to get that ratio looking popping for.
I feel you, but don't you sometimes think that's inauthentic?
Yeah, so there's different views on it. Like I talked to my aunt about it, and she's like super genuine, and like I think this is, I mean, technically it's organic. So you're going out and you're interacting.
I get what you're saying. It's organic,
and it's like it's a human like seeing your thing and being like, okay, like if they didn't follow me, I would have never heard of Golden Deer, but I fuck with it. I'm gonna follow them now. Thanks for following me. Like that's.
I feel you, but at the same time, isn't it like, yo, it just seems like you're like using someone else's page to grow yours, which is essentially what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think in that regard, like if you just go out and you follow people, and then who they do follow you back, instead of unfollowing them, build a connection with them. So you can pretty much just go out and have this automatically follow 1,000 people, and then slowly you're getting, maybe 50, 100 people a day, and you value those people and you get a connection, and then the people who are liking and commenting, that's kind of working in with the Instagram's algorithm and boosting your post even further. And even like the first growth between like taking an account from like 500 to 1,000 to like 3K is like super fast. Like I think that's where you are, but like if you did want to do it, it'd probably be like a month.
I feel you. It doesn't matter that much to me though.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't.
Yep.
It's dope. Like I mean, I just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, taking me like 18 months, right? But it's real. And I push Instagram ads sometimes too. They're sometimes effective. But don't you think if you want to help grow someone's page, you'd be better off just showing them and teaching them how to create engaging content?
A little bit. I think like, so with future yacht owners, one of the things that kind of got that kind of from like a little clothing brand to like something more people looked at was I got invited to New York Fashion Week. And that whole thing, like I ended up following this guy because I went out and I followed tons of people from the New York fashion scene one day.
It's a hustle for sure.
And like one of them turned out to be this lead to this opportunity. And likewise with the whole modeling thing, ended up following all these people and, you know, just getting my account out there. Like I'd posted a little bit, like once, like every 5 days or something. You need content. That's definitely part of it. But to actually go out and promote it, like this is such a powerful way. You just get it out there. And even if, you know, I mean, even if there's just someone who's just going to follow me and like my stuff and I don't actually know them personally, that's still going to be value.
So isn't are you going to call?
Yeah, but it's not important.
Is there I mean, you and I have quite clearly studied business and successful businesses. Do you think that's really creating a strong foundation for people? Honestly.
Mm-hmm. I think so. And now I'm going out on like...
Because it's like, who's this random account that followed me? You know what I'm saying? I'm interested because I'd like to maximize my business as much as I can.
Definitely. Well, like I said, you still have to build that connection. So it's only one process. You have your content, then you have to go out and you have to follow a bunch of people. When they follow you back, it's then like, okay, like let's build this connection. So now I started focusing on doing that on Future Yacht Owners account, which is just Future Yacht Owners.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
I'm going to get us on Instagram Live real quick.
Do it. But yeah, so I started doing this and reaching out, and I go out on FYO's page and I'll go and comment on other people's things, and like I'm starting to get like over 100 comments from like all different people on these posts.
That's what my guy Nick Gray will call dopamine hits. 100 dopamine hits.
100 dopamine hits, yeah. Each one is its own rush.
Dead ass though, isn't it wild?
Yeah, no, well it is. That's how they built it too.
Welcome to the Max Show.
Yep. Getting the shameless plug for Future Yacht Owners.
Go ahead, do you think?
We're on the account right now. Just talking about some social media growth. You know, it all comes down to getting your account out there, in my opinion. You need the content too, but...
I agree. So one thing I worry about a little bit is... That's why I love that we said... Also, here's another shameless plug. We got new gear. I'm not even selling it. I'm just handing it out. Nice. But there's a...
Derek.
Yeah, my guy Derek, and see us in the internet and in person. I feel like sometimes, me personally, if I focus too much on typing and engaging via messages, if you don't know someone off rip, then it's weird the first time you see them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Say it again. So it's kind of like a warm call thing versus a cold call?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, so a lot more people in the city have access to the brand now.
Yep.
But is it really like organic if you start your relationship through online?
Yeah, I think modern age, definitely. You know, I mean, I think that's kind of what we're up to now. And like, if I can start it anywhere, why not just start it right here where I'm sitting here? I can just go follow someone. They'll check it out. You know, if they don't like it, they don't follow, and that's no problem. But if they follow, you know, I can build a connection. They'll see, then they're following. They'll see the content.
But then is it a weird stance where it's like, yo, Future Yacht Owners just followed me and follow back, then they unfollowed? Doesn't the average consumer and the average Instagram user, aren't they like, yo, this dude's a dick?
I don't do that. Like if they like any posts, like Overthrive's, like I can make it so like it's not going to unfollow anyone who's actually engaging. The only people who I'm unfollowing are the people who don't follow back, because then I'm not going to offend them if they don't even, you know.
Or are dormant. Or
are completely dormant. Yeah. And if they're commenting and stuff like that, I take it even further. I go on my pages and I comment on their stuff. I help them out. I DM them. I get a connection.
Hit him with the Future Yacht Owners emoji, the little green,
little green heart. Little green heart.
I got the deer. I got lucky. Imagine if there's no deer emoji.
It's golden, right? Is it?
No, it's brown. Yeah. But that's Derek in emoticon form.
Yeah.
So how could one? So I just started doing hashtags too. I was mad insecure about it. I was like, yo, this shit looks trashy. You know what I'm saying?
You put them in a comment, or do you put them in the caption?
I put them in the caption, beneath a line.
Yeah. Well, you could put them in the comment.
I heard that's not effective anymore.
Not effective anymore? Oh, because they updated it? Yeah.
I heard that if you comment to another comment, so I'll see some artists, won't call anyone out, but they'll comment an emoji in their comment section. Yeah. And then they'll reply to that comment with the hashtags. And then it'll work again? Yeah. You got to get on that.
The little deer and then drop down. Yeah, that's good now. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, but I'm just like trying to keep it real. Like I put like 5 or 6. It works though.
Yeah.
Totally works. I was a little on the fence. I was like, I don't want to seem like there's like a desperation with hashtags. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
No, 100%. Yeah, if you're using like 30 there. But also, I'm kind of just like...
Hashtag funny, hashtag LOL, hashtag viral meme, hashtag music, hashtag Boston hip hop.
Yeah. But I think also, like, if they're following me, like, they're following me. If they can always unfollow me. If you don't like the fact that I'm all about the growth and I'm going to do what it takes to grow it and I can go out and follow and the stuff, you don't need to follow. Like, that's a choice you have. And if you're all about it, then, you know, I'm just going to do it. I don't really, like, you know...
I know what you're saying. You're heartless.
Heartless.
I'm fucking with you.
On Instagram.
So what could I do? My content's fire, bro. The GDP.
I know. I'm saying, like, you have the content on lock, and then if you just do this, if you just go past that moral barrier, try it out. If not, give it 2 months, and then you're gonna be like, okay, like,
okay, then, yeah, the numbers are fat. You know, who you should talk to is John.
Yeah.
So irrelevant to that comment, but also there's a service out there. It might be the same service, but I'll get likes from accounts. I'll get like 15 likes from accounts at like 3 a.m. from the same account. I'm sure it's a similar service.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So yeah, that could be a setting within this where they're setting up. So it's going to go out.
It's like a dial
to people and go follow stuff. Like that would be kind of an unsafe way of doing it if it's during the night though, because there's all this stuff like if you're, it looks sketchy if you're doing it at night. Like I'd want to set it up where it's liking like one photo, looks organic and stuff like this, and then
I feel you.
You know, and you can do it organically. Like even if you don't like the fact that a computer's doing it for you. Like I did it for years, just clicking. I just had to sit for 3 hours a day. If you can do that.
So why?
Then it works.
So on a business tip, why choose Overthrive instead of just getting the program themselves? No shade to you at all.
Oh yeah, well, so first you have to learn the program, which takes about like 40 hours to learn all this stuff.
Well,
but just
for prospects, it takes 100 hours.
Yeah, and just to do like the stuff you want to do, you could probably do it locked down like 10 hours of work, and then the software costs the same price as Overthrive. So we would just do it for you and give you a personal success manager and manage everything for you.
Okay.
Because the license fee of the thing would cost actually a little bit more than doing it. So, but if you're like a big company and you have multiple accounts, you could do it, but just have us do it for it, you know.
I feel you.
But there's a barrier, I guess, price barrier, and then a time barrier, but it's not too big. You could do it yourself, learn the software and go for it.
So, I mean, this is a good opportunity. Yeah, get your plug off where to find you, where to find Overthrive. We can do that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I would do it over here.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Yeah. What up, dogs? Nice to see you guys.
Yeah. So Future Yacht Owners right here, clothing company, and probably gonna kind of be a whole video thing, outlet, and all this stuff. That's Future Yacht Owners. The Instagram's pretty much the main thing. Website's futureyachtowners.com. It's launching soon. Overthrive.co we've been talking about, not .com. .co. That's basically the social media growth tool. And yeah, that's it. My personal page, Max Eleftherio, is going to be the modeling stuff. So
yeah. So one reason anyone listening or watching that I would say reach out to Max is because he's nuts. So he will get the job done, which in business execution is probably the most important thing, right?
Yeah. If you can't.
I think that was a pretty good plug. I thought it was a pretty good.
No, that was great.
Max will be your guy.
The executor.
But you do on a customer service tip. Wouldn't you have to be like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that your account's not looking trashy.
Yeah. So in this whole thing, like one of the pivots that I made when I was kind of looking at these other companies, because this is nothing new. There's other companies that can automate this for you. When you go on their website, you kind of just have to entrust them to do all this stuff. Give your credentials away and hope it works out. With this, like I try to connect everyone with either like a face. I hop on the phone call.
Well, they have face-to-face too, right?
If it's not going to be like genuine in their regard in the app, I want to have the genuine come to be the relationship. So I have a personal success managers that everyone's paired up with, and you talk to them anytime. You can call or anything, fix anything.
Did you do a trial period?
No.
About that bag.
Yeah. Well, trial period is typically a really good thing, but the way it works out, like you have to do all this stuff, and I have to like buy a different proxy for each person. So by giving them a free trial, I would just risk that they could just drop off while I pay for the proxies. And
so what would you do for Boston artists who want to grow their following without making it look whack? like without saying, okay, I got 7,000 followers, but I'm only getting 200 likes on a pic.
Without just buying fake followers. Is that what that reference was? If you get like.
Yeah, like for example, like I'm using Overthrive on my personal account right now to like try to build just like so I know how it works for my own account.
Mm-hmm.
And because I put in targets of like people that my friends would know, like I gained like I think I gained like 2,000 followers, but also like 800 likes per post on like every post I posted.
So are you you're marketing it just to try it?
Yeah, I'm just.
You're just trying it,
just so that
but
I
it
can
worked
kind of
like.
get a sense of like how it works, so that I can then talk to like clients.
How are you gonna leverage it? Are you gonna try to sell something or drop something?
I don't actually know. I want to be an actor. I'm going to acting school next year.
Where NYU also?
I'm going to Rutgers.
Oh, fire!
Yeah.
Great.
But
Did you know I made a film?
Oh really?
I did.
Ooh, nice. What's it? Is it
It's a short. It's called The Adventures of Adderall Boy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, but.
One Big Things film.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Got another one on the way.
Ooh.
Soon.
But
Yep.
so I just feel like it's good to like have a growing following.
Yeah, 100%. It's a total weapon
Yeah.
for anything.
Yeah, for like an actor or
Are
something.
you gonna show me something?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying like
Fucking knee is stiff as fuck.
Oh, I'm getting that. So this is just like post from like a few months ago. You're getting like
Who's this, your broski?
600.
Shout out to bro.
That's little brother. And then like post up here, just like double again. Obviously, something like that may get even, but that's like a ton of likes. Because basically she took her 10 best friends who she knows personally. She put them in the software.
Follow, yeah.
So it's gonna go out to when her friend Jill makes a post. Jill gets 100 likes, 200 likes, but it's going to go out to that list of likers. These are all people who live in Rhode Island. They're in the high school. They're in the same grade.
Do you think this is a weird space for business for you, or are you like totally gung ho on it? Just like because you started a streetwear brand, and I'm sure everything was hand to hand, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, is it weird now that like all your business is done with not much face to face communication? Does that make sense? Oh, this is John. Shout out. He's in a bad mood. He's in a bad mood. Okay. He's tired.
Yep. So face to faces mean like interacting with people, or
Here,
like,
I'm gonna go like this because I'm gonna have to cut that. Okay. Go ahead.
You mean like face to faces and like talking to people like in person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think there's still a lot of face to face. Like, D Gomes, for example, like is someone who I don't mean to
demonize your business. I'm just
I know.
asking.
Well, I'm all about like the face to face is where it's all at.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm looking into those
face to face.
Those DNA model eyes
right now, and
and we're having a great time.
Great time. And so I met like a rapper, P. Guapo, through Instagram, and we meet up. And then from there, he's like, "Oh, let me call up my boy D Gomes," and then D Gomes comes, and that's a connection. So that came from an Instagram tap. New York Fashion Week, meeting 100 faces in the fashion industry and getting this to be something from like nothing was an Instagram tap.
For sure. The IG hustle.
You're actually one of like the fewer ones that's like face to face, like
everything.
What are those wristbands about?
Yeah.
You know? So that's a connection that wasn't through that, but yeah.
I just think it's the most fun. I just sometimes get caught up, like I'm so behind my phone that it's like...
Oh, the time it takes is it's stupid. Like, if I could, like, wish away Instagram and wish it would never be a thing, even though, like, I'm kind of benefiting off the fact that it's all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a great thing for humans. Like, I think it's, like, you're spending, like, 6 hours on there. A day. Like, what it, like, why not, like, if it was just, like,
have you ever thought of just, like, putting your phone down?
Like, I think business, like, 100 years ago, like, oil money stuff would be, like, dope. Or just, like, you know, when you're just, like, coming to America and doing, like, steel. I guess it probably sucks for most people.
Where do you think it's going to shift?
Like,
well, there's just a huge tech boom.
It's all tech, yeah.
I wonder what's going to be, like, the next massive industry wave. It'll probably be health, right? Yeah. Some sort of health trends. It's already really happening, but...
Yeah. Yeah, health and tech probably like for...
Both mental and physical health, I think, is, like, huge.
Mental health... No, are you follow Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
So he demonizes the follow method, too.
Does he?
He does. You know that, right?
No.
You got to look up his thoughts on it.
I will.
And there's no shade to Overthrive. Because I like that you like, yo, this dude's a real dude starting a business and he's hustling. Like, that's fire.
Yep.
There's he said that meditation is going to be like very prevalent, just because like mental health is so, like we were talking about earlier, is so prevalent now.
Yeah, I think so. That's true. Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah, and even
how can
like,
we leverage a business on that?
On meditation, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that one, but I think definitely meditation
Just
coming
swing it
in
a little bit.
and even just like in a medical world, like they're starting to realize like, oh wow, this is actually like treating stuff. Like we can just like scientifically list meditation as like a as like a healing mechanism, as a treatment form. So
cut that check, cousin. That's a factoid. So question. At your highest level of business, right? Like you're a boss. We're on some boss talk. I've been asking this question a bunch, but we're on some boss talk. What would you own? And what would you operate?
What would I own
and think
operate?
Like way out. Like if you could
like
max
what kind of like business
company or business.
like dream thing. I'd like to see where like the FYO goes, because obviously like I'm like this change that I'm talking about, where we're going to be taking like making an episode, a video on a future yacht owner. So this is going to be someone like you would be a dope episode.
I'd love one.
Yeah. So let's say we make an episode about you, and it's going to be your whole hustle, all this stuff, probably like a cool, maybe it's interview style, maybe it's like short movie style, maybe it's like 2 to 5 minutes. We drop it on our website, build a lot of hype around it. And maybe your story is like all this stuff, and then like maybe there's some deeper thing, like there's this, but there's the side of you that's like you're dealing with like intrusive thoughts and stuff like this. And then so that's going to be something that's going to motivate people. You know, it's the yacht's a metaphor, whatever your yacht is. So it's the future yacht owners, and you know whatever your dream is the yacht. But beneath the video, I want to drop the clothing and tie it into that. I want to give people the opportunity like to spotlight their design. So I'll reach out to other people. Golden Deer would obviously have a few shirts up there too. If you had another friend, what's the Bigelow? Like if I don't know if he has like his other like if he makes any other designs, but if he wants to pop something up that's like related to FYO, make that
amazing
going.
Graphic designer.
I know.
He doesn't market it. You got to talk to him about how to do content.
Yeah, and just stuff like that, and then maybe even have like artists, like if Sir South puts out. Or
shout out South Drop too.
Like if he makes a song about like called Golden Deer or something, you drop that, you tie it in, you just make this whole experience and you drop it. And I want to see where it goes, but I feel like that could be a cool thing. Where was I start? This is a rant from something.
Well, I was.
So
like for instance, like one of my highest business aspirations, I'd like to own an airline or a cruise line.
That'd be fly. You listen to How I Built This?
No. What's that?
This is creepy. That was creepy, but yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like
so much of this thing.
Oh, it's so good.
It's another podcast, but it's like it's an NPR podcast.
It's an NPR podcast, which NPR typically. No, it's phenomenal. You're gonna listen to one and be like, oh god, like I'm actually getting, because there's airlines. There's the guy who built JetBlue and the guy at Southwest. You learn basically they walk you through their whole life story, and not like whole life story, but the whole business story, how they built this, all this, how I built this. There's all sorts of companies. They do like.
Do you have business in your family?
Not like this kind of thing, but I think I see where it's coming from. My mom renovates houses. She needs to be constantly fixing something. So she'll fix a house, she'll sell it, she'll flip it. That's definitely an entrepreneurial kind of hustle
as hell, yeah.
Yeah, and my dad built his own like, headhunter firm where he helps find corporate recruiter, but he built his own thing around that. But
he started his own company.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurial, right? So I'm a little different. My mother, she started her own financial services business, and my father, in his heyday, was probably one of the most famous dudes in Boston. And I'm just learning that. I've been here. Well, I wouldn't say famous, but like he's very well known. He was the president of a union. Like big into politics and stuff, and so it's weird. I didn't really know it until like after school. I like moved into the city.
What's your dad's name?
His name's David.
You David's son?
I am.
Do you get that?
I get that a ton. Oh look, here's Jack. Let me just close it up. Shout out to my dad. He's a good guy. Okay, cool. Did I miss anything? How'd I do? The question's good?
Yeah, good.
You enjoy it? How'd I do? You like it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Actually, I got some notes.
Go through them.
Jack's Oh yeah, May 16th. Paris, I'd love for you to come, but you can't drink because you're not legal yet. But I got the Grey Goose sponsor. So throwing an event May 16th at the Summer Shack in Cambridge. It's the second influencer event. If you ask anyone, I'm probably the least qualified person of all time to throw an influencer event because I don't really have that large of an internet following, but I guess I'm just the one to get the event done. So shout out to Big Bochi. Max was at the last one. He won something, didn't you?
I won something. I gave it away. It was like a...
Mike gave you something?
Yeah.
Are there like Rhode Island influencers you can bring? I'd love for you to bring them.
Yeah, dude, there's that. I told you this, right? My friend's like sister has like 300K.
She have fitness, right?
She's like a famous like one. She's got like...
Where?
Her boyfriend's got like $500,000.
They're all in fitness?
Fucking shredded, yeah.
Is he shredded like Visser? Neil Visser?
No, he's like shredded like all just like squish, just like through your body, just like, huh? Really? Cool.
Okay. Let's see. So I get everything. I think I got pretty much everything. Do you have fun?
Yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, John just got here. I'm going to introduce him. That's the audio engineer I was telling you about. But I think if there's anyone looking for a service like this, you definitely look at my Instagram too to see if there's anyone that you think you could help.
Yes.
But I know you want to make money, so it's going to be tough to work with kids.
Also, if people know, if they have family businesses that, anyone they can connect, I'm trying to like give people, like if you were to go out there being just the hustler and sales face-to-face guy, and you can sell anything. You learn about this stuff. I teach you it, and you go out and you just meet like 5 people. I'll just pay you like
a little brokerage fee.
Half the check. Yeah, month after month. Residual.
And follow Overthrive.
Follow Overthrive too. Yeah, follow it all.
Get these kids some money. Okay, so listen. This is how we start and end the show. You say hi, your name, and this is my golden hour. Directly after no break, hi, your name, and that was my golden hour.
Okay, so one more time. Hi, my name. It's like, hi, my name is Max Eleftherio, and this is
Yep.
the golden hour. And
my golden hour.
This is my golden hour. And then, hi, I just like, you're
directly after. So there's a start and the finish. You know what I mean?
And then,
little content, little post-production.
And then, hi, my name is Max Eleftherio, and that was my golden hour.
You got it, man.
Okay.
Tell the kids.
All right.
We got young, I don't even know how to we'll call you young Stephen Hawking in the building. This guy's got a robot brain, but I feel him a lot. Take it away, Max.
Hi, my name is Max Eleftherio, and this is my golden hour.
Nice.
Hi, my name is Max Eleftherio, and that was my golden hour.
That was perfectly executed. Most people fuck it up, honestly. Would you mind just clicking the camera for me?